What are the worst stereotypes about Japan and Japanese people? We will be talking about that and more on the hit the intro. I don't have an actual intro. The Japan live stream show where we talk about less talked about aspects of Japan and answer questions that you didn't even know you had. You can catch us live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Japan Standard Time or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host, one more Guyjin, but just Daniel is fine, and I love sharing and uncovering Japan together with you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're watching on the replay, glad to have you as well. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day and visiting us. So we're going to probably want to skip ahead a couple of minutes, about 5-10 minutes, because we're just going to be letting some people roll on in. Good evening. Sounds a bit echoey, just me. That might be my problem. Thank you so much for letting me know. I'm going to have to look at that. Let's see. Just let me test that. I don't know. How's that sounding? Sounding any better? Anyone? But yeah, we're just gonna be chewing the mochi right now, just talking about some things that is going on. Is it sounding better? Arisa, can you check my audio? Sorry? Yeah. So what I had to do was I was trying to change some settings to see if my my alerts weren't coming through. When someone subscribed, there was no sound, and I think it was something to do with my desktop audio. But no, that's all muted. I'm not super sure why that's happening. Yep. We're just letting people come on through. Hey up. One more guy. What's up, Simon? Kyushu Trail is also in the house, letting me know that my sound is crap. And then Simon is in the house. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Yeah, so we're gonna have a bit of a I don't know how to explain it, but maybe a very difficult kind of subject that we're gonna be talking about. Nani? Audio? 音楽じゃない。My chat should be okay. Yeah, we're just trying to deal with some audio problems right now. You can't see? Oh, you can't see the chat in YouTube. Oh, okay. Okay. No, that was not just you. I don't know why that keeps messing up. Let me pop that out and get that. I don't know why it always keeps messing. It messed up last time too. Alright, guys. Sorry, we're having a bit of some technical difficulties here. All right, let me fix this right on here. The chat is not showing up as well. I think that's really even changed. Okay. All right, there we go. You guys are on the screen. But yeah. All right, audio's fine. Everything's working well. All right, we're gonna do it. I don't really know how many people we got in here, but we're gonna go ahead and start our show. Well, no, we haven't even really talked. I haven't really talked with you guys yet. I guess I probably should let Twitter know that I am online as well. Yep. The replay guys are gonna be antsy trying to get the stream online. But you know, I was watching Gary V. I don't know if you guys know Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk, and he was talking about making content online, and he said that 98% of the people who are making content online, you know, video, stuff like that, whatever, you know, video content creators, YouTubers, Twitchers, whatever, the biggest thing that they're going to be having is, like, in the future, you know, 20 years in the future, people are going to be watching these videos, like their grandchildren, grandsons, you know, and, you know, you're going to have your grandchild, like, come up to you and say, like, hey, Like you were saying this stuff, and I feel the same way. Like it's gonna be a really cool connection. I think like this is gonna the generation that we're going through something that has never really happened before, which is kind of cool. You know, like our grandchildren are gonna look back. Will be able to look back at us if obviously if the internet and everything and zombies don't take over. They're gonna be able to look back and look at us and how we grew up. It's not just gonna be like recordings and pictures. So, like it's gonna be actually like live video and content, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you guys think that's interesting. I really didn't think it is interesting. We got some people coming by. It's been about 10:05, so we are going to go ahead and start the show. We are talking about stereotypes about Japan and Japanese people. Guys, I think this one is going to be a difficult one, so I'm going to need your help, definitely. Hearing your thoughts, your opinions, and things. I do got some stuff to share that I really want to get off my chest, and I really hope a lot of you guys I think a lot of my viewers right now are probably pretty familiar with Japan. But I hope you guys can share it to your friends and share it out, and hopefully people who are not so familiar with Japan will be able to listen and see and understand some things that I think gets over sensationalized in media about Japan. It's always about the weird Japan or wacky Japan or crazy Japan. Like there's so much stuff out there that is just not true, or only true for like 0.01% of the population. It's really ridiculous, and it's it's not, you can't blame those people for believing the media. I mean, now people should be, I think, filtering their media and looking things up by themselves as well. But I mean, you can't blame these people for thinking some of these things. I think is my opinion. So we're trying to help some people, and just sharing about Japan, the real Japan that we know and that I know and that I love, the good and the bad. Like there are bad things about Japan, and there are great things about Japan as well. So that's what we're gonna be talking about. I'm talking really fast, ready to go. Alan Lower in the house as well. Very interesting topic this week for sure. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you so much for stopping by once again, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts as well. So if you guys are watching on the replay, or if you're in chat right now, you can also drop me comments down below anytime you want. I always answer those questions and comments and everything. I just probably made a really loud noise for you guys, but I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first one I'm gonna start off with a bang. All right, this is the big one. This is like, if you guys who are listening right now, and if you don't listen to anything else I say, just listen to this first one, all right? And the big one is, I think you guys probably know it, but that the big stereotype is that every Japanese person loves anime, manga, and all that stuff. And it's not true. It's not true. It'd be like saying I'm American. It'd be like every someone like from Japan saying, "Oh, every American loves SpongeBob." Yeah, we've seen SpongeBob, but I don't like go crazy after it and like make like drawings of them and things. Like it's just not true that every Japanese person loves anime, every person loves manga. And it's definitely not true that if you love that stuff, fine. That's completely fine. I'm not trying to take anyone's pleasure from those kinds of stuff. You do you, and I will always say that. But if you think that coming to Japan, because you love that stuff, and maybe you're not being accepted in your current family life, or your current friends, or your current country, because you like this stuff, and if you think you can come to Japan and that you're all of a sudden gonna be accepted because of that, it's a big mistake. It's a really, really big mistake, and I think a lot of people do that, and it hurts me to see them come and do this, because I know they're going to be disappointed, and I don't want them. I don't want you guys to come in here and just have your dreams crushed because of that. Sure, you could definitely find a circle of Japanese people who really do love anime. There are some really diehard fans out there, but the normal, not normal is not a good word, but the general society has nothing to do with manga or anime in Japan. And so if you guys can take at least one thing out of that, I do want that one to hit you right in the heart, I guess. Arisa, she plays some games online, and she's a guild leader of a fairly big guild in Guild Wars 2. If you guys don't know, Arisa is my wife. She is Japanese, and she gets asked often when people find out that she is Japanese. She's like, "Oh, everyone's like, oh, do you know this anime? Do you know this manga? Do you know this anime?" And she's like, I've heard of them. Like, I've seen maybe like some commercials and stuff. Just doesn't know, because it's not a big part of everyone's life here. Some people it is, definitely, but it's not the normal here. And I probably should have said before we start, all of this stuff is my opinion. Like, these are not facts. And if you guys have stuff to, if you have like research and things to come and back yourself up, like saying I'm wrong, please do. I will always admit when I'm wrong. And all this stuff that I'm also talking about, these are stereotypes, and the things that I'm saying as well, they're obviously not applying to 100% of the people. There's going to be a small population or a small group or a small hint of truth to these stereotypes. That's really what stereotypes are. Yeah, so Simon says, I have no idea about anime and manga, so it was never something I encountered much when I visited. Yeah, so if you don't, and you visit Japan, you probably wouldn't see much about it. You might see some banners or stuff, or if you went to the right places in Tokyo, you could definitely see some stuff. But if you went to, like Kyoto, and even Okayama, I'm trying to think about like some anime or characters I would see around Okayama, and you don't really see anything. It's not a part of the society as a whole. I guess another one. Oh, Mark Hikes, you sure are not wrong, Daniel. It is just that anime gets spread worldwide, so those few that are hardcore into get a lot of camera time. Yes, Mark, thank you so much for stopping by. It's the first time I've seen you. Yeah. Tokushima has an anime manga street. Yeah. There are a lot of places, and like you said, and I also said this before, is a lot of small pieces of Japan get over sensationalized in the media. And like I said, you can't blame people for believing that stuff. So that's what I'm here. That's what we are here trying to kind of debunk and stuff. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is, so Simon says, sorry, except in Akihabara, small towns outside Tokyo, practically nothing. Yeah, Akihabara is a big place. That if you want anime and manga, if you go to Akihabara, you're going to get it. Yeah. But the second thing that I see a lot on TV and like Twitter and Facebook and things like that is always talking about the crazy Japanese game shows that you see. Like, I don't know, like there's some weird ones like where like guys are like they put oil on a bunch of girls in bikinis and like have like slid down them. I don't know, some really weird stuff. Now, not to say there aren't any crazy Japanese game shows. There are some, but I want you guys to think about game shows in your own country as well. I know America has some really weird ones. But if you really stop and think about, there's some, they're pretty crazy as well. Usually, those crazy Japanese game shows that you see on over sensationalized and all over like the media and news outlets and stuff are usually stuff that is played late at night, or they're pay-per-view. Like they're special channels that you pay, and not many people watch them. The craziest one I can think right now of is Itekyu, where some of the hosts and the travelers they reenact YouTube videos that they've already seen. So they're not. It's not even original content. They're just doing stuff that they've seen on YouTube. So coming to Japan. Sorry, I'm late. No problem, mate. We're just talking about stereotypes and stuff in Japan. So yeah, we just talked about crazy Japanese game shows. And, you guys, if you guys are in the live chat, if you have seen some of that stuff, let me know. Have you ever seen the stereotype about these crazy Japanese game shows that you always see? Simon says television, that thing in the corner gathering dust, although it seems to be in the background in Japan all the time. Yeah, TV is a big part of Japan. For better or for worse, I guess. I'm not a huge TV guy. I do enjoy my Netflix and Hulu, but I don't like it on all the time. So, and that is something that does happen in Japan a lot. Another one, and I think I may get some flack here. I don't know, but I'm gonna go out and say it. I'm doing it. Yeah, Alan Lloyd, Takeshi's Castle was popular in the UK for a while. Yeah, Takeshi's Castle, which in America was like in the MTX like challenge or something, and they completely redid it. Like they made teams, and like there are these ridiculous things. It was nowhere near. Takeshi's Castle was nowhere near what the American version made it out to be. Everyone was single. Like they're by themselves, and then we're just trying to get to the top of the Takeshi's Castle. Yeah. It's nowhere near what it was in America. I don't know how it was in the UK, but I mean we had in America we had those similar types of someone trying to break in. No, there's no. Please, I'm okay. But yeah, in America we have some weird game shows as well. Just looking at the comments here. Kyushu Trail, when I came to Japan, I was surprised to see that most game show contestants were actually talents and celebs, not regular people. Yeah, the talents and celebrities, most of those people usually are doing weird things, and there's not a whole lot of regular people doing those things, which is kind of different to at least what I'm used to. Simon asked, off topic, but will we see the Obi-Wan outfit exclusive on a live stream before Halloween? I don't know. I've never really thought of that. I don't have my actual costume here. I'll think about it. It's not a very good one. It's like a super cheap one. Come to Japan. I'm not a fan of watching people eat food on Japanese TV. Everyone's always eating something on almost any kind of show. Yeah. That one is kind of like a stereotype as well. It is definitely, food culture here is really popular, and there are a lot of eating shows and stuff. But I don't know. Like at first I didn't like it, but now like I like seeing all the different kinds of food from different places and stuff. And sometimes like you see some really good stuff on there, and just like that looks so good. But yeah, you can't get too much. Let's just Andy Donnelly. When I visited for the first time, I expected Japanese to be obsessed by games and anime. This did not seem to be the case at all. So yes, exactly. So that is something that is really a big stereotype. That was kind of jumping off the point of everyone loves anime and manga. Was like games and anime. It's not true. It's so not true. It's astounding. I think. Is Arisa going to be Princess Leia? I would love her to be Princess Leia. That would be great. You could do the bikini one. Yes, that would be awesome. Kitsune Ken, Japanese people work hard equal work long but inefficient. Wow, Kitsune Ken, come on with the deep stuff. I don't even have that one written on my list, but yeah. We'll talk about that one actually a little bit. We'll talk about that right now actually. So yeah, so there is a big stereotype that Japanese people work hard. And that's not true. Well, it's not true for everyone. It's a stereotype. Japanese people work long. Like they have really long hours, but a lot of the time it's just busy office work, and no one wants to go home before the boss goes home, or they're not even their boss, but their head goes home. So everyone kind of just stays like, oh, typing some stuff on the computer, man. 9 o'clock at night, I still got so much stuff to do, and they're not really doing anything at all. I've seen it when I went to go like work, when I taught English at a company, or I was at a private English conversation school. They would send me out once a week to a company, and I was there late, and a lot of the guys were doing nothing, like nothing. But yeah, so Kitsune-kin brings up a very, very big one. I say, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. No. All right, so this one was one that I said I was gonna probably get a lot of flack for, and I'm not even scared. I'm not even scared. Looks like we got a new subscriber. Mark Hikus subscribed to my channel. Hopefully, there's an alert. I should be alert. They're like, Mario should be welcoming you. If he's not, I'm gonna be super sad. I'm gonna be super sad. But anyways, I just got the alert. Thank you so much, Mark, for subscribing. You guys don't know, Mark was one of my roommates in college, and oh, there he is. Can I hear him? Did he come? Oh, did you guys hear him? He said welcome, right? 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 Please, someone come to Japan and says, no Mario. What? I saw it on my screen. Are you guys serious? You didn't hear him? Oh, there he is. No, you didn't hear him? Please. You didn't hear him? Man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with it. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to do some bigger research. It's like, he goes like, and then he goes, welcome. There, I did it for you, Mark. You're welcome. All right. I'll have to fix it. I'm so sad. Like, this seriously, it sucks so much. But anyways, big one, talking about getting some flack. And you know, you guys can throw it at me if you want, but I'm coming out and saying, big stereotype of Japan, it's always clean. It's not true. Not true. I know you guys are like, no, that is not true. It's not true. Japan is not always clean. There are very clean spots, and it may be cleaner than you know, places that you live, you know, comparatively, maybe. But no, there is a lot of garbage, a lot of places, and the use of plastic in Japan is absolutely ridiculous sometimes. Like, you will buy a little cup of like juice, and they'll give you a plastic bag for it. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you guys are, you know, are kind of agreeing, and yeah, like that's I don't know, like I'm not like, if you're watching right now and you're like, no, that's not true. Like, I've seen stuff on Instagram. It's always clean. Everyone's talking about it. I thought the same thing, and it is really clean, but there are some really dirty spots and places and all the time, and the beaches can kind of be kind of dirty. There are some really clean beaches, but there are some really dirty ones too. And when I first studied abroad in Chubu University, my second year, I was really amazed at how clean it was as well. But then you start looking a little bit deeper, and you start seeing trash all over the place. So, because plastic is just a big problem here in Japan. They're doing better things to try to you know, mitigate that problem. So they are doing better, and they do recycle. Recycling is, you know, mandatory here in Japan. You have to recycle, which should be the case anyways. So, and at least in my part of America, we didn't have to recycle, and pretty much no one did. But it's Japan is not always clean, so I take it or leave it. That's to me, that's the truth. It's not always clean. It may be cleaner than some places, but that's just how it is. My Hiroshima Live real estate. They clean around their companies in the mornings too. In many companies. Yeah, I mean, places do keep their, you know, they try to keep their places clean, but, you know, you look at the streets, and sometimes in the parks, like some of the places in the parks are really bad. Like there's a park near us, and constantly cigarette butts all over the place, and there's no garbage cans there. People are throwing, like, there's a 7-Eleven right next to it, and people are always going to 7-Eleven, and they'll just throw stuff in the park. It's really sad. But, you know, that's kind of where you know, every country has that problem. So there's always going to be a bad apple. So. Kitsune Ken says Japan has a volunteer system to clean their own village every month. If they can't volunteer, they have to pay 2,000 Japanese yen. Yeah. So just talking about that as well. yeah, so like you said, every month, if you are part of a community, usually every month the community will get together and they'll clean up the drains and the ditches and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, if you don't want to do that, or if you live in an apartment like I do, we pay a fee every month. So we're not part of that, but our money does go to help clean our community. So it is kind of nice. There are those kind of systems, which are really nice and really cool. So, restaurants. Mark says restaurants are a place for this. The health codes are not nearly as strict in the U.S. Many shops will have caked on oil and stuff on the walls, and you just gotta accept it, especially in small towns, man. You know you are in a good ramen restaurant if it looks dirty as hell. Like if it's dirty, if you're in a good ramen, like that's a good ramen restaurant, pretty much. Like it's got oil all over the place, hasn't been cleaned in decades. That's when you know. But yeah. Some of the times you see some health issues, and it's like, not super sure, but yeah, like you said, just kind of accept it. Yeah, so good point for on the restaurants as well. Yeah. Moving on down the list, you guys are being great, by the way. And if you guys haven't already liked the video, please do like the video and share it out on all the social medias and whatever. Do what you want. So going on down the list, I got a decent list, and you guys are already adding to it. This is already going great. So we're going to be talking about Bushido, the way of the samurai, the way of the warrior. Yeah, Aisa says she's a samurai, so she's not part of this, but I don't know. There's always this. When I've talked to people that really, getting their information from media and stuff, they think that like Japanese people have this really kind of like stoic way of the warrior kind of mindset. They're always just walking about like, thank you very much, kind of like that. And this is not true. Like, and a lot of the things, that like I've been saying, it's very few people act like that. I do kendo, which is the Japanese sword fencing. I don't do it currently now, but I did it for close to 10 years, maybe less. Sorry, I just burped on you guys. Yeah, and there are, even in that circle, there aren't many people who act like that. Like I've sat down with like Buddhist monks and played mahjong while they're like smoking cigarettes and drinking beer and stuff like that. Like it's not that. Sorry, Simon, you said you gotta go. Great stream, may the force be with you and all that. Thanks so much for joining, Simon. Always good to see you. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, I was playing mahjong with these Buddhist monks, and there's this chain smoking and stuff, like, and you see these guys like in their Buddhist robes and stuff smoking all outside the temples and stuff. Like there's you just don't have that way of thinking anymore. It'd be like going to like Japanese people thinking like, oh, in America you still have the wild west. Well, I guess it kind of is sometimes. But you don't have like people like tipping their hat at you and like saying howdy all the time, right? Like it's just not something. But I don't know, that seems to cling to people's mind all the time. I'm not super sure why. I mean I am. It's media. I am sure why. But My Hero Shimon Life said I used to think there was a sushi shop on every corner. Yeah, like that is another one, a stereotype that Japanese people only eat sushi or raw fish, and it's like no. I mean, sushi is great in Japan; it's really good, but totally not true. And but there is that stereotype of America in Japan that we only eat hamburgers. I'm just like, no, why would you think that? Like, I don't understand. But yeah, coming to Japan. I had a college professor explain Bushido being created by a later era falling out samurai to reestablish their status. Yeah, you get into some pretty deeper things. It's kind of seen that like the West kind of made up Bushido. It's kind of romanticized. Samurai were romanticized because sometimes samurai was just like, if you looked at a samurai wrong on the streets, they were allowed to just cut you down. Like a lot of samurai were not looked great upon. But Sushi was always cute in Okayama Sushiro. Yeah, Sushiro is super popular, especially if you're trying to go on like a Sunday night You ain't getting in. Not if you don't have a reservation. It's cheap, yeah. So Adisa says because it's cheap. Yeah, and the quality is, passable. But all right, now this is the one that Adisa. Hopefully, you guys are following me. If you guys aren't following me, just let me know, and I can get up to speed. So Adisa brought this one, saying that when she was doing, when she plays her games as usual, a lot of people ask her if she can do shogi or eagle, or those like really. If you guys don't know, like eagle is like the game, the board game that you see that has black and white stones, and shogi is kind of like Japanese chess. It's kind of like a house. The character or the pieces are kind of like a house shaped tile. Yeah, so a lot of people thinking that Japanese know these really old games or know how to play all these old games. Like some people do, definitely. But it'd be like asking like me, how do you play, like, oh, do you play dominoes? Like, I don't know how to play dominoes. Like, those like old like games. Not every Japanese person can do that, and not every Japanese person knows the rules or anything. So she asked me to put that on the list because that really kind of gets her angry. Like, can you play eagle and can you play shogi? Yeah. Also thinking that only Japanese people do sumo and things like that. Like it's not true. I mean, now you can see even in the rugby World Olympics, where in the quarterfinals beat out Scotland. Take that, Scotland. I don't have anything bad against Scotland. But yeah, that kind of stuff. Like it's these old traditional Japanese things that maybe you have studied about and maybe you have a real keen interest in. That's great, but not your typical Japanese person is not going to know about that kind of stuff. It'd be like asking me about American culture. I have no idea, or history really. I studied in high school. I was like, yeah, this is not interesting, and I forgot all of it. That's how it goes. Coming to Japan says, I know Go, but no shogi. Yeah, I know how to play a little bit of eagle. Not much, not to ever really do anything against anyone, but I know the rules. And shogi, I never really learned. I don't think it's very difficult to learn. I mean, it's very similar to chess with some pretty big differences in rules, of course. But all right, we are going pretty well, guys. You guys are being really, really active and answering a lot of my questions, I guess, or no, just adding on to the stream. So thank you guys a lot. As per usual, my voice is getting dry. I don't know why. I drink water all the time, and it just always gets. I think I just talk too fast, and I just need to slow down. But I can't. I get like super excited about all this stuff, and yeah. So, but we're gonna go to our next one. Now this is another one that I think is a bit controversial. Tokeny, Andy, yo, what's up? In the house, yo, bro. That was horrible. I will never do that again. Thank you so much for coming, stopping by, talking about Japanese stereotypes or stereotypes about Japan and Japanese people, I guess. And we're just talking about one that yeah, my voice gets really dry when I stream too. I don't know why. Like you see, like I watch, like some streamers and Twitchers and stuff like that. Twitchers, I don't. Is it? Oh, is it Twitchers? I don't know. YouTubers, like Twitches. Yeah, like they talk for hours, and I'm like, I talk for like 30 minutes. I'm like I'm Darth Vader here. Kitsune can get a humidifier. It's 30% today with open windows. Yeah, that could be it. Maybe we probably need. I mean, we have a humidifier, because in the winter it does get pretty dry. So maybe we need to start doing that before I start streaming. Twitches. Yeah, open the window. I'm kind of cold. Or no, that's the opposite of what I meant. I'm kind of hot. Yeah, so another one we're talking about is healthy food. Japanese people only eat healthy food. No way. No way, Jose. Now, Japanese people are very thin, usually, and in pretty good shape most of the time. I don't think, they do eat nor. Trying to figure out how to say it. They do eat healthy food comparatively. But if you eat the wrong Japanese food, like if you're eating a lot of it, you're gonna get fat. Like there's a lot of fried food in Japanese food. Ramen, noodles, carbohydrates, all this stuff. Like if you're eating that kind of stuff all the time, you're definitely gonna get fat. What I think Japan does really, really well in is the 80% rule. Like they eat until they're 80% full. They don't eat after that. Like the portion sizes are small normally, and they don't overeat. Like in my country, in America, yeah, like Andy says, compared to us Americans, everyone eats healthy. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I think Mexico and like Australia beat us out in like obesity or something. Coming to Japan, hell no. Japan has so much fast food. Yeah, we do. It definitely does. But people do really, really well with portioning and stopping themselves. Like, well, I know, like if I open a bag of like potato chips in America, like I'd eat the whole bag. But that just doesn't happen here in Japan most of the time. Arisa will open up like and like have like 3 or 4 potato chips, and then she'll close it. I'm like, what? Like, what? How? Though recently she's been eating a lot of popcorn. Mike's popcorn. Yeah, she's getting all embarrassed. Do you have anything to say to the audience, Arisa, about your eating Mike's popcorn? She loves popcorn. I don't know if you guys heard that. Come to Japan. Don't get me wrong, love it all, but yeah, this was a good point. Yeah, I think it does need to be said. So guys that listen on the replay as well, like Japanese food can be very healthy, but if you're eating the wrong stuff, it can also be very unhealthy. There's a large amount of sodium in Japanese food. A lot of the soy sauces and those things, they have a large amount of sodium, so you have to be really, really careful with your sodium intake here. I'm telling like a doctor or like a middle-aged old man. I don't know. Let me see. Togani says I still do it here. I assume you're probably talking about the potato chip things. I don't buy them. That's my secret. I don't buy them. For sure portions are smaller, says come to Japan. Yep, that's a big one. Mark saying they only eat healthy stereotype comes from a few things. Genetically, they do stay thinner. They walk more, are generally more active. It is less food and more a lifestyle that maintains their figures. Totally agree. And brings up a very good point. Yeah, so Japanese people tend to be very active even into their later ages. You still see old men, old women getting out and kind of like dog walking kind of thing. All the time. Where like compared to America, you just don't see old people getting out as nearly as much. And that really, Nate Steinken, you guys need to change your name so you guys like your full names aren't your display names. Like Nate says this, eating a whole gallon of ice cream as we speak. You're a big liar because I know it's like 9:30 a.m. and you should be at work. Unless something happened, I don't know. But what flavor, Nate says, coming to Japan? Yeah, like, but going back to what Mark said, yeah, like the lifestyle is a big one, and I think portion size. So those two things add very well. If you guys haven't checked out my food culture live, I think it was like one of my first ones. It's over there. If you type that like I, like there's an I there, you have to kind of go over. I can't like, there we go. Yeah, there's an I in the corner. You can watch that. Don't watch it now, because we're talking right now. And their fast food tends to be a bit healthier than ours as well. But yeah, so many people walk, bike to work. I switched just for your stream. I usually have my stream name on. Yeah, just tell me. Thank you for doing that. But don't want your name out because I do. It is on the actual video as well. I do have my chat on the video, so it does get saved. So if you guys don't care, then that's fine. I just giving you some help. Togani Andy says, "Where's mine?" Yeah. So he said cookies and cream. They said cookies and cream, winning, hashtag winning. Yeah. So I just recently introduced Arisa to the McFlurry. You know, there's a McDonald's in Japan. It's pretty good McDonald's. I love McDonald's in Japan. It's really really nice, high quality stuff. But she's never had a McFlurry. No, she never had a McFlurry. And I got a McFlurry. I was like, I really want a McFlurry. First one in like a decade. Like seriously, I haven't had one in years. And got it. And she was like, "This is really good." I was like, "Yeah, right. Like it's so good." It was the cookies and cream. It was the Oreo. Yeah, so good. But we all know Butterfinger. Butterfinger McFlurries are the best, though. Yeah. See, Togani Andy said, I forgot about me too. I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, wait a minute, there's McDonald's. I want a McFlurry. I was like, McFlurry. I remember that. Yeah, like, like, yeah, McFlurry at DQ Blizzard. Yeah, Dairy Queen, man, Dairy Queen. I miss some Dairy Queen as well. But all right, going down to the next one, a little bit, maybe not as controversial. All Japanese people are lightweight drinkers. No, no. There are some Japanese people are very, very. Sorry, I'm at work. Didn't have the time to change. Look, no, it's fine. It's fine, Nate. I'm just, you know, if you guys are worried about having your names on the internet, giving you a heads up. I don't care. But yeah, so lightweight drinkers in Japan. You know, some Japanese people are allergic to alcohol. Like Arisa, like she can look at alcohol and she will get drunk. Seriously. Wait, can I tell her the story? Can I tell them the story? Guys, I've got a great story. Okay, Can I tell them? Okay, so I was gonna like this was like 3-4 years ago before we were married. And so I was gonna be super romantic. Like I got some ice wine, you know, some Canadian ice wine. Ice wine is great if you haven't had any. It's so good. It's really sweet. But you know, she doesn't drink too much. So I was like, you know, we'll get a nice ice wine. And she loves what's the movie? Twilight. There you go. Oh God. So she loves Twilight. And I was like, all right, so we're gonna, you know, Netflix and chill, not without the chill. You know, well, maybe I don't know. It might didn't know. It didn't happen. But so we're, you know, got the ice wine. We put on Twilight. You know, like she's sitting there and we're drinking. It's like really good. And next thing I know, she's just like, shoop, like had like half a little glass of this ice wine. She's like, like, hey, wake up! Like I'm watching this movie, and she's like half asleep. So she wakes up. She goes and she goes into the toilet and passes out. She's in there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, Isa, are you okay? She's just in there just like sleeping. Like her little cheeks are red. She's like really warm. I'm like, Arisa, what are you doing? Like I had to get her out, you know. And then I watched Twilight by myself, like, as she was sleeping. It was a great romantic night. That's my story. Yeah, but so we were talking about, you know, all Japanese people are lightweight drinkers. No, there are some Japanese people that can put you under the table for their size. I mean, I've drunk like a lot of you know oji-sans, you know, old men, even old women, and some of the younger kids like they can really handle their liquor. Not all of them, but some of them can really. Like I'm just like I'm going home, guys. Like it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm very tired. And they're like, "What? It's just starting." I'm like, "No, I'm going home." But yeah, so that was the one of the I guess lighter toned ones. And then you know what? We're gonna go on a break. I need some more water, and we're about 40 minutes in. So I don't have a quiz. I wasn't even gonna do a break, but I do need some water. So I don't have a quiz for you guys. What can I say? You guys, what? I'm trying to think of something here. I've already done that one. Like all this, like I'm trying to think of some like rarely known Japanese knowledge. I don't know. It's a break time. I'll be back in like a minute. Seriously, a minute. All right, quiz time. And I'm back. Come to Japan says, now I'm thirsty for a beer. Too slow. I am already back. I just needed some water. Yeah, so let's go. We're going to get started right back. And we're going to be talking about panties. Panties. Yeah, panties. That's what we're going to be talking about from now on. Panties. This is a big one. This is one that I believed it too. This is just one of the ones that you hear about Japan that might have been true like 30, 40 years ago. It's not true that you can buy used panties in vending machines in Japan. Not true. Never seen it in my life. I just never seen it, so it's obviously not true. I think it was true like 40 years ago. More, she says. Like, and it's not like you know, you go around the corner and there's this vending machine and it's like, hey, you want some used panties? It's not like that. It was like in Tokyo in like a super seedy area, and it wasn't exactly legal. It was kind of in a gray area, like, and that was where this rumor started. It's just not true. Not true. They do sell beer and alcohol in vending machines. Some places, a lot of times in hotels and stuff. That's really nice. Kitsune beer. Kitsune beer. LOL, I just drank over my limit last Saturday. I got traumatized, not drinking for a month, maybe. That sounds like a good time. Yeah. So yeah, talking about the panties. Have you guys heard about this one? And kind of would love to hear what you guys think about this. Also on the replay, if you guys are watching, let me know. I've talked about this on Twitter, and I have had people say like, no, there's this one place, and you can still go. And I watched a video of them, and it was a vending machine that was selling panties, but they weren't used, and it was more of a gag joke. Like they were fake used. I don't know. It was a really weird, and it was in a really weird spot too. Like this, it's not true. Coming to Japan. Inside joke. Vending machines. I don't get that one. Sorry. Obviously, it's an inside joke. And we're gonna be moving on. Hopefully, maybe that panties one got you guys woke. Like, did you wake up? Like, panties? What is he talking about? Oh my god, he's going crazy. No. Next one we're going to be talking about is high tech. Japan is super high tech. Tell that to my ATM in my bank and the fax machine in my company. Yeah, that is right. This is a big one, and pretty much anyone that comes to Japan or works in Japan, lives in Japan, immediately that is their bubble is busted when they see a fax machine. It's like, I don't know why you would ever use this. And like, no, you got to send your invoices through the fax. It's like, you guys know there's email now, right? And like, no, but you have to fax it. Like, I don't know. You can just email that document, and if that person needs to print it out, they can print it out by themselves. And like, but you fax. I don't know. I don't understand it. ATMs here in Japan are just freaking ridiculous. You can't ATMs close during some holidays. Like they're like, no, like, oh, it's Obon. Like, oh, really? That's cool. Like, you have a week off and you want to get your money? No. Nope, can't do that because ATMs close for some reason and they're not open all the time. I don't know why. They're slowly changing. With that stuff. And then what else did I say? Internet banking here is absolutely horrible. At least with my local bank, like they just now introduced internet banking, and the website is just, it looks like it came from the 1990s, and it sucks. It's so bad. Like they had to send me like a card that has like a code on it, and I don't know, like, and that code can change. Like, just give me, like, why can't I just make a password? I don't know what you guys are so like freaked out about. Anyways, Mark says they are high tech. They just don't adapt into the lives as fast as they themselves innovated. Yeah. Trying to see how I feel about this one. I mean, they do come up with. I think what maybe you're trying to say is hardware. Is how I'm gonna take this. Japanese like hardware, when they're making hardware, like making new technology, are very good. But the software side of it, like I don't know, it's difficult to like you said, like using it and putting it into their lives. Like, yeah, it's a bit weird. But you know, Japan was also really high tech in like the 1980s and 1990s. Like they were on the you know, like Japanese cell phones were freaking sweet. Like I remember when we came to Chubu, like these telephones, like they could like switch to the side and watch TV, and that was freaking amazing. I was about to say F word. I don't want to get demonetized, but yeah. Yeah, and but now it just like I think a lot of this is getting overrun. Like Kitsune-sen, so Kitsune-ken says recently cashless payment options are everywhere since October tax hike. I don't bring my wallet anymore. Pay via quick pay is all I do now. Yeah, see, you could get YouTube Ginkgo. I love mine because I pay all my bills, but crypto pay taxes and do business with them online. Yeah, yeah, like yeah, Arisa was saying, the like you can go to like like mom and pop shops and like the post office and even like some cake shops that we were renting. Like they don't accept credit card. They don't have quick pay. Like you have to pay by cash. Like they only started trying to use cashless because of the tax hike, and there's so many different ways that it's absolutely ridiculous. No one knows what they're doing. So you have quick pay, right? And then you also have like Nanoko Pay, and then you have like all the supermarkets have their charge cards that you can do. There's just so many different ways. It's just like, no, just let me pay with my credit card, or just pay via like iPhone, like where I can just tap it. Like that's all you need to do. Like you don't need all these charging cards and things. It just really makes things annoying. Coming to Japan, so disappointed with internet banking. Yeah, it's so bad. Mark says the bubble economy. Yeah, in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, of course. The bubble economy was freaking sweet, and I really wish I could have seen it here. But yeah, that's what we were talking about, the technology. Yeah, it was booming then. Line pay. Yeah. There's just so many different ways. It's like, don't need any of that. Just let me pay with my credit card, or like a reader on a phone. Like that's all you need. Everyone, you should have smartphones. But yeah, so high tech. It can be argued, understandably, but a lot of ways Japan is really behind in a lot of just kind of necessary technology, I think. But some of the stuff is really cool. There are some really cool stuff here in Japan as well. So, Arisa says, yeah, still need wallet in Japan, real money, and of course cards. Yeah, like I said, we tried to go to a bunch of places like where I didn't have any money, and we were trying to buy like a cake. I just didn't have any money on me. The ATMs were closed, and yeah, we was like going to a bunch of cake shops, and like we only accept cash. And it's like, come on, guys, like seriously, it's just not good. Me and Incon, yeah. So Incon Solo Tech, I don't know. Like, I like Incon. I can see that. I can see that one. But I think they need to use it in a better way. Like if you yeah, so that's what I was just gonna get to. Like, so like if you have like a registered incon, like people can't fake that, and which like a signature, like I couldn't even try to fake my signature, or like anyone can fake my signature. Like it's just scribbles, like no one knows. So it's just like I don't know. I like incons. I think they should give you like, okay, you can do this all stuff by signature. Or if you want that added protection, like with your bank or something, like you can like request an incon or something. And it is kind of cool. Like if you're used to the system, like when you're taking like packages and stuff, like you can boop, that's it. You don't have to like okay, you just like stamp it and that's it. If you have it and you're ready, like a lot of Japanese people just have it, at they're in the Gencom, and they're ready to go. So I like the incon system. I think it does obviously need to be tweaked a little bit, but I think it's pretty cool. And it's I love the incon. Like, I don't know, it's just something I was always fascinated when I first came here, and it's something that I still do love. But I can understand people's gripes against it. Let's get. We got a bunch of stuff. But yeah, those payment options are so confusing. I have QuickPay, LinePay, PayPay, Rakuten Pay, YouTube Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay. Yeah, all these. Not to mention the T Point, D Point, Rakuten Point. Wow, yeah. See, like you can make a rap song out of it, guys. Like it's getting pretty ridiculous. I also have 6 different cards, so if they get their credit to this one, maybe I don't have to keep all this 20 different. Yeah, Kitsune says it all. Like you can just read those comments and see like the cashless system here is just absolutely just bonkers. Coming to Japan, I just hate when I have to stamp something unexpectedly and don't have it with me. Yeah, I always have mine with me. Basically, I know if I'm going somewhere like bank, post office, any ward office, city office, anywhere, like I have like a set. Like this is what I bring, and I think that's what a lot of Japanese people do as well. Arisa says, totally Japanese politicians are baka. Think about well before doing. Yes. Yeah. Arisa says it right there. All you need to say about the Japanese politicians. All right, now we're gonna go into we're kind of hitting the home stretch here. We're getting a little bit into fashion. I think that's probably, yeah. So the whole kawaii culture in Japan, and all the different fashions like that you see like in Japan. All these truckers like have like lights, and it's a huge part of the Japanese trucking society. Or like lollygoth, like the super cute like lace dress, white dress, kind of dressing like a doll, a young child doll. It's called lollygoth or rorigos in lollygoth. I don't know. And then ganguro, that like the really super dark tan with like highlights and stuff, and like the also there's the one that like not the greasers, like the guys that they wear the leather jackets and they're like doing like the like from Greece, and those guys like they're dancing in the park. There's those kind of really famous kind of fashions that no Japanese people really know about, or it was like famous in an area of Japan at a time. It was a trend. I mean, like I wore Jinko jeans in like junior high school, like, but it's not what normal people wear here in Japan. And I will say that the kawaii culture, I don't know why I keep saying it. So kawaii culture is there are a lot of like just cute things in Japan. Japan is very much more tolerant, and like as men as well, having cute things and being okay. Did my light turn off? Are you off or on? Are you on? Yeah, you're on. I don't know why you're so like light. Hopefully you guys can see me. But yeah, so that like it is a little bit more. You losing power? Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so that those kind of fashions like you just see all the time in a lot of like internet stuff. Oh, Tony Japan says you look fine. Thank you, man. Thank you. I know. Thank you for letting me know. Those kind of fashions are just they're just trends, and they're all popular in a subculture. Like it's not normal stuff here. So yes, that is. Oh yeah, and then the last thing I kind of want to talk about is where I talked about in the beginning, the wacky, weird, crazy Japan. Basically, if you see that on social media or on the news or in the internets, the web, Reddit, how Japan is so weird, so crazy. I encourage you, I hope you look a little bit deeper and just kind of think about, is this really true, or is this kind of over-sensationalization of Japan by the media? And this is what I want you guys to think about next time you see any of that kind of stuff. But that is pretty much it. If you guys do have anything else to talk about, if you guys know some stereotypes that I have not named, which I'm sure there are plenty, or if you just do not agree with me on a certain point, go ahead and type it right now, or anytime really. We'll stick around a couple minutes, and then it'll be the end of the show. So you guys have been really great, really good, super active in the chat. You guys have some really good comments and things on everything. So really enjoyed that, guys. That was really really good. Nice job, guys. You guys did really good. Basically, what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't know. This is a lot of the stuff I've kind of been wanting to say, and I've kind of been. You know what? I've actually. I'm just gonna come out and tell you guys. I've been scared to talk about this kind of stuff because there can be some really toxic people like around Japan and Japanese culture. Like these people who think they understand what it's like in Japan. What like they watch anime and manga stuff, and like they think they know all about Japan, and they probably have learned some stuff. I'm not putting that down, but some of the people, not everyone, can be really toxic about like, no, like, hey, that's if you tell them like, hey, that's not true, like they will attack you. Like, well, I saw this in this, and it's got to be true. Like, okay, but it's not. Like, just think about it. Just think about like how stereotypes in America work as well. I think. Thanks for the stream. Really enjoyed it. Interesting to hear everyone's point of view. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by again, Alun. Yeah. Mark says, big point. These stereotypes come from 4 or 5 cities. Once you get out of those cities, the Japan experience changes I can't talk anymore. Drastically. Yeah, and even in those big cities, like you got the Tokyo and Kyoto and Osaka and all, like those, like once you get out, like even in those cities, like there's just a small section. Most people are just trying to get by in life, like they're not trying to do any of these crazy things. Like, just think about what you do. Like, like are you guys just eating hamburgers all the time and playing, I don't know, what are some American stereotypes? I don't know, shooting everyone and things like that. And like, no, like it's the stereotypes. That's what they are. It makes me so mad sometimes. But yeah, if you go out of into the country, like example like Okayama and Tokushima, like you experience a very different Japan. That's why you guys should come to Okayama City. That's basically it. You should come to Okayama Prefecture and go see all the stuff that I talked about on our last thing. Did I talk about Okayama City last time? I don't even remember. There's been too many shows, so I think this is the number 9. I think we talked about Okayama in the last one. Yeah, it's an amazing place. No tourists, and you can definitely experience that traditional Japan that I think a lot of people really want to experience. I still have yet to been. I have yet to have gone. I have yet to have visited Tokushima. I really need to get out there, experience that as well. But Mark's not there anymore, so I can't visit him. Coming to Kyushu as well. Yeah. I need to go. I need to go to Kyushu. I have yet to been even south. The farthest south I've been is Yamaguchi, maybe, which is near Hiroshima. Maybe, at least Hiroshima. But yeah, it's just it's all kind of like these stereotypes are kind of all kind of centered in the big cities. And like I said, even in those big cities, they're sub cultures of that kind of stuff. Right? It's just not everyday life. Like I said, everyone they're like me and you. We're just trying to get by in life. We don't want to do anything crazy. Like we're just trying to get by, making some money. Having a beer or two, hanging out with her. Mark says you can come with me. I'm there next September. I'm gonna be super busy in September, as you know. So yeah, if you guys do not know, I am having my Arisa and I are having our wedding ceremony next September. Mark is coming. Thank you so much, Mark. We're actually making the invitations right now for you guys. We're gonna be sending them out before the end of this year to all the foreigners coming to Japan. Here's one for you. Okay, hold on. Wait, what? Oh, you're next line. Japan is such a small country. Japanese people have been all over Japan. Yeah, I mean, well, Japan is pretty small compared to like America, but it's also pretty big compared to some other countries as well. Like, I think a country is small or big is just very strange. And yeah, saying that some people, you know, Japanese people have been all over Japan. I've never really heard that one. I don't know where that one is coming from. I like it. That's why I'm like super dark. This like side. Um, but yeah, like I've never. I live in Ohio, and I'm pretty close to New York City and New York, but I've never been. Like I've never been there. I've never been to California. Never been to Texas. I've never been to a bunch of places. Yeah. Alan, 2 days coming up in Okayama. Are there any family-friendly things that you'd recommend bringing my 1-year-old son? Family friendly. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like that. You know, just kind of the main tourist areas that you can go to. You know, especially 2 days. Yeah, I think you joined in the Okayama one. Going to Korakuen, which is super easy to get to with even with a 1-year-old in tow. And the castle is very easy to get to. You know, you're just kind of walking around, especially if the weather is nice. It's all outside, so if the weather is nice, you can definitely do that. And going to Kurashiki City, which is just 1 or 2, 3 stations from Okayama City, and then going to Beacon Historical Quarters. That's all outside as well, and walking around. Yeah, you know, 1-year-olds, like if he or she is mainly your son. He is in a stroller or kind of being lugged around in one of those, you know, like, I don't know, baby rucksacks. I don't know what they are. Where you wear your baby on the bag, you know. Yeah, they're like those all are really good places. Trying to like for your 1-year-old son, for those kinds of things, we're planning to see Korak and Kurashiki, especially maybe the Bizen Pottery Village if there's time. Yeah, like that all that kind of stuff is I think really really good. You know, your 1-year-old son's probably not gonna be doing too much, I would assume. Like probably just kind of tagging along with you guys. So, I don't know. You're gonna go to like Omocha Okoku. No, that's Omocha Okoku is like a kind of child amusement park. It's really difficult to get to if you don't have a car or something here. I wouldn't suggest that. I was thinking of something like maybe your kid might enjoy, but I think all those places are going to be really good for him, and won't be too hard on you guys. There's plenty of places to stop and relax, drink some matcha in Korakuen, and get some of the famous what were those kibi? What were those no kibi dango, not kibi dango. In Korakuen, what we had, their Korakuen's meibutsu with matcha. Those dango that we had. Those are not kibi dango. They were different. I don't know. There's a place like in Korakuen you can get some matcha and like dango that it's really nice. It's not quite kibi dango. It's a little bit different. I don't remember the name. But yeah, those kind of things. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, big matcha fan. So that sounds good. Yep. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. We're gonna go ahead and end this. The thing, here we go. Don't freak out, this is just for the people who are watching on the replay. Boom, got some music for you guys as well. Guys, if you enjoyed watching the live, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to watch more you can check that way. Haha, I tricked you. That is my most recent upload, and down here on the side I'm so bad, is the playlist. And if you haven't subscribed already, check that circle right now. You guys probably don't see it right now, but if you guys have not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell to get the notifications. Hopefully I'll be putting some stuff out on Okayama really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.